The final chapter on JFK. Chapter 6, Pre-Event Facts. Segment 1, the rifle setup.
Welcome back. This is Chapter 6, the Pre-Event Facts. When we talk about pre-event facts, we're talking about facts that are leading up to the event, which was the Kennedy assassination in the motorcade. The pre-event facts that we're going to be discussing aren't generally known by most people, but they're important because they supply us with an understanding as to what actually occurred leading up to and at the time of the assassination. The first segment of pre-event facts is the rifle setup. And when we talk about the rifle setup, we're going to be talking about two parts. The first part is the Mannlicher Carcano, supposedly used by Lee Harvey Oswald in the shooting of JFK. The second part of the rifle setup, we're going to be talking about the ammunition that was supposedly used by Lee Harvey Oswald in killing John F. Kennedy. Now, with respect to the rifle itself, in this segment, when we're talking about the Mannlicher Carcano, we will not be talking specifically about the alleged assassination rifle. That's going to come up in another segment when we're talking about the FBI's tests of that rifle and how that they actually had to scrap that rifle and bring in a substitute or exemplar rifle in order to run their tests properly. When we're talking in this segment about the Mannlicher Carcano, we will talk generally about the rifle itself and changes that were made and decisions made by governments on the rifle. And we will actually look at the lot of the rifles that came in with the alleged assassination rifle. That's what we're going to look at in this section. And then from there, like I said, we're going to be also looking at the ammunition. Let's look at the rifle for a second. Originally designed in 1891, it was used by Italian foot soldiers, not by sharpshooters, during World War I. There were much better rifles available in the 1960s to use for either hunting or for some type of assassination purpose rather than a foot soldier's rifle. For instance, up on the screen right here, we're going to run through some from a 1960 magazine outlining hundreds of rifles that are available, and the ones that are highlighted in yellow have been rifles that have been looked at by a number of experts that I know who believe that these rifles would have been far better to be used by Lee Harvey Oswald or whatever assassin was using it. There's several rifles that should be noted. One is an Enfield and one is a Springfield 1917. These rifles cost a little bit more, but according to all the experts I have contacted and talked to about this, they were far superior weapons. They, like the Mannlicher Carcano, were able to hold multiple cartridges in order to allow rapid firing. Of great interest is the fact that the M1 rifle, which was used by our military up until the late 1950s, was available for just $79. And an M1 carbine was available for just $59. Now, if money was an object and a problem, you could actually purchase a number of these rifles for just $2 down. In 1963, if one wanted to kill the President of the United States, you would most probably want to get an actual sniper's rifle or a good deer hunting rifle. And neither of those would be an Italian foot soldier's Mannlicher Carcano type rifle. With that said, it should be noted that the Italians did not even want to use the Mannlicher Carcano rifle during World War II. They abandoned use of that rifle because they determined that the caliber of bullet that was being fired was not lethal enough. They actually changed over to a larger caliber bullet which was more lethal. So, at least as World War II was starting, the Italians made a decision not to use the 6.5 Mannlicher Carcano rifle. But if you realize that the Mannlicher Carcano rifle that was imported into the United States, that Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly used, was part of a defective lot. The Warren Commission did not tell us about it, but if we look at the FBI report, they tracked Oswald's alleged rifle to a batch of 5,200 rifles that were exported from Italy, all being part of a defective lot. The alleged assassination rifle, Warren Commission Exhibit 139, was junk, a defective lot, and the Warren Commission knew it. They were told about it, and they ignored telling us. But let's move beyond Exhibit 139 and actually look at ammo. Ammunition for rifles comes in many different types, different sizes, different shapes, and ammunition can be used for different purposes. In this situation, we're only going to look at rifle ammunition, two types, full metal jacket and the other soft point. Full metal jacket ammunition is basically a hard metal case fully wrapped around a softer core. Imagine sort of like M&M candy, a hard shell on the outside and something softer on the inside. That allows the bullet to go through the barrel without fouling it up. It's cheap to make and does not expand. It leaves a similar size entry and exit hole. Full metal jacket ammunition was mandated for warfare in 1899 with the Hague Convention. The decision was made to use full metal jacket ammo because it was considered humane ammunition. If a combatant was shot, the bullet would go right through. It would not expand within the body. If things worked out properly, the combatant could be taken off the battlefield, and it would actually require additional soldiers to take that wounded soldier for medical treatment. Now, with full metal jacket ammunition, you should understand that it is generally outlawed in all 50 states for hunting because that ammunition is considered inhumane or cruel. If you go to shoot an animal, a deer, an elk, whatever, and the bullet goes right through, it may not kill the animal, and they may run away and suffer and bleed to death over a period of time. Soft point ammo is similar to full metal jacket metal, except the tip consists of soft metal. When a bullet hits the target, it peels back and expands. It mushrooms out. This is far more lethal ammunition. A small hole in, if the bullet goes out, it is a large hole on the way out. Soft metal tip ammo actually can leave slivers of metal within the body it hits. If a person's intent is to use a rifle to kill someone or to go hunting, you would use soft point ammo because it is far more deadly. In this case, it is hard to believe that a United States Marine Corps veteran would use something other than soft point ammo if the intent was to kill the president. And if you're talking costs, at the time, soft point bullets may be a few cents more. So in terms of rifle setup, it would seem that if anyone was a hunter or had any experience in the military, they would not have used a rifle such as a Mannlicher Carcano and full metal jacket cartridges to either kill a president or to even go deer hunting. With that said, see you in the next segment.